everybody. Hey, YouTube. Hey, Facebook. Excuse the hair. It's time to get it done. But hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. I am so glad to be here hanging with you guys on week 12 of Becoming Her Live Journaling with Trish. I just cannot tell you guys how much I appreciate you hanging in here with me. Some started out with me strong and then kind of fell off, and then some kind of come in and out as time goes on. And that's fine. I understand life is life. But I do appreciate you guys for hanging out with me for these 12 weeks and following along in our journaling prompt book. Remember, as always, it is available for free. Just DM me, message me if you would like a copy, and I'll shoot you over a copy. Something's going on with Facebook. I may have to open this door. Ugh, this drives me crazy. You would do this on my last day. Um, let's see. I'll be right back. Oh, here we go. Now it comes back. Sorry guys. I didn't want to stop it and then start it because I found out before when you stop it, then you start all over you have to start all over again. And then the people who are going to the calendar invite, the link changes. It's just too much, so much. But I have enjoyed this time hanging with you guys. I am in here in the she shed. As you see, my background is different because we had all kind of issues still trying to get this heating and air situation set up in this space. It's added space. It was a deck at one point, and we closed it in. I keep getting this slow connection and it's about to drive me crazy. Give me one moment. I'm probably gonna have to open up this door. I'm further away. So we'll see. We'll try to get through here. I'm hoping and praying I can get through this. I'm not gonna hold you guys here long. I've already been on here for 2 minutes rambling, which is not what I wanted to do. But I'm hoping that my connection stays good over here on Facebook. Because this is it, week 12. After this, that's it for this. But I do want to thank you guys again. We are live journaling with Trish, and we are on our journey of becoming her. And how do we do that? One of the ways that I chose to do that in this process is by journaling. And what we will be journaling about is keeping promises and learning how to keep promises to ourselves. A lot of times we make promises, really all the time. We make promises to our children, our spouses, our loved ones, our bosses. We keep promises to all these people in our lives, but we fail ourselves when it comes to making promises to ourselves. I'm not really a resolution girl, but if that's what helps you get and make your mark, it don't matter what you call it. You know what I mean? But this prompt is intended to help you create a healthy habit of keeping promises to yourself. And one of the ways to keep promises to yourself is by writing it down, journaling it, and not just writing it down, but each week making steps, baby steps toward reaching those goals. Okay. So thank you guys for hanging out. Again, this is Trish Standley of Trish Standley TV. We are in week 12, which is titled Becoming, because we have gone 12 weeks in this entire journey of becoming. And just to do a quick rewind of what we've done briefly, real quickly. Um, in week one, we talked about the awakening, and that type of thing was how do we get it started? How do we jumpstart this whole process? And one of the prompts that we use is fear, because fear is something that keeps us and holds us back from becoming. And one of the prompts for week one was what fear is disguising itself as responsibility, because we waste a lot of time doing stuff that ain't got nothing to do with our purpose and our goal in life. Week two was alignment. And how do we, okay, once we identify what that thing is, how do we align our mindset, our movements, our thought process? How do we align that in order to connect with the awakening, whatever it was we came up within that week that we needed to focus on, how do we now align ourselves with that? One of the prompts that we used there was, what boundaries would help protect my peace right now? Because a lot of times we get busy and doing everything else for everybody else but ourselves. So, what boundaries do we need to put in place to protect our peace in order for us to attain our goal? Week three, we talked about identity. I love identity week. And it's like, who am I when I am not performing for others? That's very deep. Who are you? When everyone else, your children are grown, your husband is now more self sufficient, you're retired from your job, which is what we all attain and want to do. Um, who are we in that moment? That helps so much in obtaining and pursuing your goal and your purpose. Identity, week three. Week four, what did we do? Week four was healing, because healing is not, next to fear, healing is one of the number one components that keeps us stuck, that keeps us in place, that allows us to stay connected to what's easiest, what's normal, and not break through that ceiling, and that phase or that step in your journey of finding healing, of becoming whole, becoming her. Healing is very important. Really, every week is important. And as I stated throughout this whole process, you may need to spend more time. It may take you longer than 12 weeks. This is just a prompt to help you get started. Okay. So, week four was healing. One of the prompts that we used for that week was, what part of my story deserves compassion instead of shame? That is so deep. That is so deep. That is so deep. Think about that. Marinate on that. Week five was boundaries. We all need to know what boundaries look like, um, and how we should move and ask our loved ones to respect and honor our boundaries. I love Boundary Week. And one of the prompts from that week is, what does a healthy no look like for me in this season? Everyone in your life should experience no. Even, I don't care if you have a newborn baby. Well, I'll give on newborn baby because they're so totally completely dependent on you. But a toddler, from a toddler on up, should have experienced with your no. Okay, period, point blank. And no is a complete sentence. No, period. You don't have to explain any of it. But yes, setting boundaries is very important. Week six was self worth. In order to be able to continue to force people to respect your boundaries, you have to have enough self worth to say, no, I am not doing that for you. I said no, I'm standing on this no, and I respect and honor myself enough to stand on that no. I love. I love this prompt book. So week six is self-worth. One of the prompts that for that week was, what lies about my worth have I carried too long? And lies come from so many different places. Lies start with sometimes who our parents have assigned us to be, and that's not who we are. Um, who we've told ourselves that we are, and we are not that. And so self worth is very sensitive. I also would suggest, really, if you can, sitting down having conversations with a counselor, because a lot of times we have to be able to see ourselves outside of ourselves, and it isn't always easy to do. If you are grounded like that, oh my god, I applaud you. I really, you are a rock. If you're able to do that, I give you all props for that. But self-worth is very, hey guys, thank you for joining in over there on YouTube. YouTube is always my friend. Facebook, y'all let me down sometimes. Okay, so week seven, we talked about faith and trust. We talked about faith and trust. There's a duality in that, because we talked about having faith and trust in your higher being, and who you believe in, as well as family and friends. But we also have to start with having faith and trust within ourselves. And that is why I say that we have to learn how to keep promises to ourselves. We're so not committed to having faith and trust in ourselves when it comes to ourselves that we don't even think about it anymore. We just, okay, Trish, well, you're going to save this money because you want to be able to buy a house in 20 by the end of 2027, and by the end mid 2026 you didn't just threw that out the window. You just like, okay, well, whatever, I prefer to have these shoes right now in this moment. That is not how you build trust, self trust, and self faith, and have self faith in yourself. So we did that kind of dually for week 7. One of the prompts that we had there is, what step of faith feels uncomfortable but necessary? I love that one. What step of faith feels uncomfortable but necessary? That was week 7. Let me rush it a little bit, speed up a little bit. I'm doing okay in time, but I don't want to linger too long. Week 8, we talked about vision. And in order for you to that's why journaling is so important, because when you're trying to, especially when you're trying to figure out your vision, or you are open to hearing the voice of God to impart to you the vision that you should have, or you could have at this point in time in your life. Vision changes as you get older, trust me, I'm learning that. But you want, when you're trying to be in tune into what is it that you need imparted into you, or that empty space of thinking, how is that imparted into you? Journaling is what will get you there. I promise you, trust me. One of the prompts is, what dream have I postponed out of fear or timing? That's vision. Because a lot of times that very thing right there, that's what you need to tap into in order to connect with your vision. Hey guys, thank you for the love over there, YouTube. Week 9, courage, because we operate in fear, in the unknown, and when it's something new that we're trying to walk out in our life, you have to have courage in order to be able to break through. And that courage looks like so many different things: forcing family to respect this new boundary, forcing yourself to say, no, I'm not going to be lazy in this moment. I'm going to get up and do the work that I need to do in order to make me a better me. It takes a lot of courage to do that, guys. And in the way of the world now is just so, quick and microwave, but it still takes work to do, to make a real change. And in order to make a real change, it takes some gut wrenching courage. And so, week 9, we talk about courage. One of the prompts from that week: what bold move have I been quietly considering? Because, honey, that is your nudge. That's your nudge right there. Nothing added, nothing else needs to be added to that. Week 10 was rest. This was just as important of a week as any of the previous weeks, because we will exhaust ourselves being busy and doing too much. And it's a big thing to go hard until you collapse right now, and that is just crazy, because you need the rest. Not only you need the rest physically, which is obvious, you need the rest mentally, you need the rest spiritually. Remember, we are a whole being. There's 3 entities of us: the body, soul, and spirit, and they all need to rest. One of the prompts that we have from that week is, how can I create sacred moments of rest in my weekly routine? It should not even be questioned. You, we have to incorporate some rest time, some quiet time, some time of sanctuary within ourselves, oneness, every week, at least once a week. Okay. Week 11 was purpose. That was last week. I love purpose, because now that we know what the vision is, we have the courage to walk it out. Now we tap into our purpose, and now we're figuring out, where can I apply? Where can this thing apply in my world? And one of the prompt is, what impact do I hope my life leaves on others? Because purpose is about legacy. You hear me? It's about legacy. I'll even leave another one. What cause or issues deeply move my heart? Those things, which we've learned all the way up through this week, that's what helps you tap into your purpose. And now we are into week 12. Yay! Week 12 of becoming. So remember, we want to journal how we're feeling today. And then we have four prompts that we always have. The first one is, how has my perspective shifted during this journey? That's one. Prompt two, what part of my growth am I most proud of? And I can speak and share this with you guys. I am so proud of myself because this is not something that I really wanted to do at the beginning of 26. I felt the yearning and the nudging to do it. I didn't even know what I would be doing it about. And then I had an opportunity to speak um, with Swagger Magazine. They were doing a Becoming Her uh, seminar, and I was one of the presenters. And when I finished my segment, it was my first time. I was so nervous. When I finished, the feedback that I got was, you spend a lot of time talking about journaling. I would like to journal, but I don't know how to get started. So that is what started this whole journaling, live journaling with Trish process, was from that experience. And I'm so glad. Nothing just happens, y'all. Nothing just happens. All right. So, what part of my growth am I most proud of? And this is the most proud I've been in starting this thing in January. I kept the promise to myself that I would do it for 12 weeks. We missed a couple of weeks because we had some technical issues, and then I had gotten sick. So we missed a couple of weeks. So we didn't go straight 12 weeks. But I am so glad that I didn't allow those few instances to stop me from doing what I set out to do. I kept this promise to myself, and that's what I'm most proud about. The next prompt is, what promise will I continue to keep to myself moving forward? Now, this could be a moving, this could be ever changing. It could be like, for instance, I'm coming to the end of my 12 weeks. So I need to pick up the next mantle in my life of what I want to do, what promise I'm going to keep to myself. It may not take 12 weeks, it might take 5 years. I don't know. But I'm open to whatever it is that's for me next. And once I figured out what that is, I kind of have an idea. But once I figure that out, I will share it with you guys. Please share any feedback that you may have experienced through this whole process of live journaling with Trish. If you weren't able to go to all the shows, if you go over to my YouTube page, Trish Standley TV, all of them are there. They only stay temporarily over in Facebook, but you can go to YouTube, and week 1 through week 12. Ooh, excuse me. It's there. Sorry, y'all. I need some water. Sorry. The last prompt is, what does the woman I'm becoming look like 1 year from now? I love setting short-term goals. So for me, it was started out 12 weeks. The next one might go 6 months. The next one might be a year. The next one, like I said just a minute ago, might be 5 years. So continue to make those, start out short term until you get some strength in your legs to do it and be able to do it and sustain it for longer, because you want to stretch. uh, I was having this conversation with someone, I don't even remember right now. Growing doesn't happen without stretching. Having connection issues over on Facebook once again. But growing doesn't happen without being uncomfortable. In a lot of instances, it's painful to grow. I don't know if I don't remember growing as a child, but I pretty sure that there were some growing pains as we were growing, actually getting taller. I didn't get very tall, but some of these kids that are giants, I'm sure they had some experiences with being uncomfortable. And anything that is growing, that is changing, it's going to be uncomfortable for you. Glad to see you back, Facebook. You guys keep coming in and out. But I'll repeat that again in case we didn't get it on Facebook. But the fourth prompt was, what does the woman I'm becoming look like 1 year from now? Who does she look like? And once you figure out what she looks like, start making short term goals into becoming her 1 year from now. As I always end each one, reflection: what truth surfaced for me during this reflection. And again, even though this is week 12, we still have to make one promise we will keep to ourselves this week. And as always, remember, you are worthy of your own love and commitment. Please understand and know that you are worthy of your own love and commitment. A lot of times we are looking outwardly for someone to fulfill the hole that is here when you're the only one who can fill that. Only you are able to fulfill that. And only you can give it and not take it away. So I thank you guys. Make remember to center your heart, show your gratitude in everyday life. You trust me, you can't always be negative and focused on the negativity. You have to have majority of your time, headspace, mindset, heart status has to be from a grateful place. Okay. And what do you sense that God is saying to you or whomever speaks to you? What are they saying to you? What are you sensing? And what is your weekly intention? Thank you guys so much. What I have on the back of here, um, I want to kind of share. It's a couple of more questions. My becoming reflection. How has my perspective changed over these past 12 weeks? How has your perspective changed? What is the most significant area of growth I've experienced? What promise will I continue to keep to myself? I am becoming more her every day. That's what I have on the back of here. I also have a dedication on here. But thank you guys so much. This has been so rewarding. And I don't know if any of you have ever gone through counseling or not. And when you get to a breakthrough in your counseling and you get through something, a obstacle that you have struggled with and that you are now have overcome, it is such a sweet space, a sweet spot to be in. And so I really want us to live, love, and grow. I am a empath to a fault, and I am full of empathy. I get embarrassed for other people. I don't understand why we as human beings can't love each other. Why we get caught up in such superficial things, such as skin color or who you choose to have share your life with, who you choose to love. I just don't I just don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. All of this foolishness that's happening in this world, not just this country, but in the entire world. I just don't understand the nastiness, the evilness that is in place. And so it's my prayer that the remnant who are intended for this type of love, and that type of love has to start with self. um it's easy for me to get angry and show my anger to um another person versus getting angry enough with me to change me. And I see a lot of display of that in this world. I don't care where you come from, what you look like. I don't care. I don't care if you hate me because I'm female, you hate me because I'm black, you hate me just because. I have decided within myself I'm going to love beyond that. And even if that hate for me takes me to my grave, I'm going to love beyond that. And so I wish you all love, grace, hope, joy, and kindness. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for these 12 weeks. Um, I'm going to keep the promises to myself, and I hope that you do the same. I love you. And as I always sign off everything, love isn't love unless you give it away. Be active in your love this week. All right, guys, take care. I'm sad to see y'all go, but I'm getting ready to go. I'm gonna go wash my daughter's hair. But you guys be safe. I love you. And until the next one, because there's gonna be some more coming. Until the next one, I will see you soon. One quick uh, Two quick announcements. One, Trisha's Treasure. We have some new items at Etsy, so go check us out. Trisha's Treasures finds. as well as we're getting ready to gear up for our new season of Trish Stanley TV. Have amazing guests coming on for you. So make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, guys. Love you. Be safe. Take care.